Hunters in Nebraska are doing what they know best to help feed the hungry. Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Holst.
And I'm Julie Trin. One Omaha restaurant is using people's time as a form of payment.
All this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
Hunters in Nebraska are doing their part to feed the hungry. In 2016, more than 28,000 pounds of venison were donated by hunters and given to people struggling to find food. Since being established in April 2012, Hunters Helping the Hungry is a program that provides venison to Nebraskans in need.
We're back!
Greg Wagner, a talk radio host and public information officer at the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission, uses his weekly outdoor show to spread the word about the program.
Hunters Helping the Hungry is a great program that we have going at Game and Parks. It's been in operation for several years, and there's no tax money, there's no hunting permit dollars being used in this. The program is entirely funded by donations from the corporate community and by hunters.
Ken Stoisage, owner of Stoisage House of Sausage, is just one of the local meat processors contributing to the program and has been involved since the beginning.
We accept any Nebraska harvested deer. What it amounts to is anything over 120 pounds. And so you can't get a little small doe and donate that because there's just not enough meat for the amount of money that's been collected.
I contribute 4 deer per year to this program. It's kind of the hunting community like myself and others giving back.
According to OutdoorNebraska.gov, 614 deer were donated by 538 hunters in 2016, which is 28,575 pounds of venison.
First thing they'll do is they'll come in and they say, we want to donate this to the Hunters for the Hungry. Just have some paperwork for them to fill out and put it in our book as a donation, skin it, bone it all out, and then take that meat and put it in about 10-pound bags.
From there, the meat is sent to another processor and prepared for delivery at the end of the season. If you would like to find out more information about the Hunters Helping the Hungry program, visit their website at nebraska.gov.
The gunman who carried out the massacre of 26 people at a small-town Texas church briefly escaped from a mental health center in New Mexico in 2012. That same year, he got in trouble for bringing guns onto a military base and threatening his superiors there, police reports indicate. The records that emerged Tuesday add up to at least 3 missed opportunities that might have offered law enforcement a way to stop Kelly from having access to guns long before he much slaughtered the congregation in the middle of Sunday service.
Surprise Halloween snow flurries have made residents anxious of another Nebraska winter. As reporter Kylie Kite tells us, the Union Pacific Museum in Council Bluffs gathered snowplow drivers and emergency management to help residents be prepared.
At the Union Pacific Museum, Todd Marshall shows little kids how he drives Council Bluffs' biggest snowplow.
Getting up's one thing, going down's another.
Marshall says this month's event is all about getting the community prepared for winter, and the manager of Public Works, Jeremy Knoll, agrees.
Yeah. The first storm, that's where you see all the wrecks. People are like, oh, I forgot, that's slick, but just slow down, take your time.
But Knoll says winter weather can be hazardous to snowplow drivers as well.
We're putting these guys in the worst road conditions we can. With very heavy equipment and ice, they don't stop any better than any other thing. Ice is our nemesis. Ice is the worst.
Snowplowing with each axle weighing over 18,000 pounds is a very cautious profession.
I'm on the flats. I do Broadway and Main Streets. Now you get some of these guys in the hills, especially with ice, then it can be a little tricky.
As recent winners of the prestigious National Award Excellence in Snow and Ice Control, Public Works will continue to aid and advise the city. Marshall says the key to winter safety is simple.
Just slow down and watch out for snowplows and emergency vehicles. And main thing, if it's real bad, you don't need to be out. Just stay home. So my advice, obviously you have to go out, just pay attention and just slow down.
For the Omaha News, I'm Kylie Kite.
The Union Pacific Museum will continue to host family nights like Be Prepared every first Friday of the month.
A former daycare owner who was caught on camera hitting and shaking a then 4-year-old girl entered in a no contest plea in court Tuesday morning. Lynn Rowe was arrested in Missouri Valley, Iowa last April and charged with child abuse. She ran Lynn's Learning Center on 112th just south of Center for more than 30 years. Rowe is scheduled to be sentenced in January.
Harrison County Supervisor Russ Kurth died Tuesday morning in a grain bin accident in Missouri Valley, Iowa. Kurth was 63. Harrison County Sheriff Pat Sears says Kurth and another person were checking a door on a recently filled grain bin where corn was spilling out. The door burst open, burying Kurth in the corn. The other man escaped. It took more than an hour to rescue Kurth from under the pile of corn. He was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Kurth was elected to the Harrison County Board of Supervisors in 2014.
Volunteers and community leaders are getting ready for the second biennial political convention Imagining Change this Sunday. Omaha News reporter Stephanie Zambrano find how organizers are getting ready for Sunday.
The Heartland Workers Center will be having their second biennial political convention on Sunday, November 12th. They already had one 2 years ago, where they learned about what the community faces.
We presented some of the findings from our community assessment, and I think over those 2 years we've learned that some of those issues are still the same.
For the Heartland Workers Center, it's not just about having elected officials or politicians come and speak to the community.
But let's switch it around a little bit and say, we want to work with you on these issues. These are the things that we see.
Executive Director Sergio Sosa also spoke about how in the community meetings, parks and DACA were the biggest issues that were brought up.
So we want to come up with bigger issues, But when they spoke about parks, it is not, to clean up parks or paint parks.
Sosa says that parks are important because they are public spaces where people can meet and where kids can go to.
Because if parks are safe, neighborhoods will be safe.
The political convention will talk about many issues that community leaders will then organize in their precincts this coming year.
I think this is a great time to kind of come together as a community, and people from different areas in South Omaha who maybe they've never met before can come together.
The Heartland Workers Center is using a database called Every Action, where people can sign up for the convention, donate, and learn how to be a bigger part of the nonprofit. For the Omaha News, I'm Stephanie Zambrano.
Imagining Change will be held in Spanish, but will have translation too. You can RSVP online now on their website.
When we return, one Etsy shop based in Omaha prepares for their busiest season.
And in Omaha, a restaurant is helping out the community by using people's time as a form of payment.
Don't go anywhere. You're right where you need to be.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Join the fun and compete with UNO Intramurals. Get involved with the perfect combination of exercise, recreation, and competition. This fall semester, enjoy the thrill of flag football and the rush of sand volleyball. The competitive sports team not only provides activities year-round, they offer positions of employment. There is nothing stopping you from being a part of UNO Intramurals. Sign up today to compete in the upcoming Intramurals, basketball, indoor soccer, and bowling. For more information, visit facebook.com/UNO-IMSports and IMLeagues.com. Be a part of UNO Intramurals.
When you power with Mav Radio, you're not just getting top 40 music or cheering on the Mavericks. You're getting a different radio show on every day of the week that are produced by UNO students for just about everyone. Hello and welcome to MavRadio.fm.
If it's important to Nebraskans, it's important to us. Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Wyatt, producer and host of the 30-minute weekly statewide television program called Consider This. Now in our 21st season, we will be addressing topics about health, finance, politics, culture, religion, and even sports. We hope you'll consider joining us.
This is the Omaha News.
From selling hoodie costumes for children to producing hundreds of one items in the busy season of November to February, Whitney Crowder, owner of Magic Princess Parties LLC, has now more than 40,000 followers on Facebook. Reporter Zachariah Blackburn tells us how one Disney-themed centerpiece changed this Etsy shop's business entirely.
Whitney Crowder's Etsy shop has expanded over the past 2 years, largely due to the offering of one particular popular item, the enchanted rose.
My son has cystic fibrosis, and the rose is the symbol for cystic fibrosis. Some people call it 65 roses. And we were doing a fundraiser for my son, and I made a couple of these to put on the auction table.
And it just took off.
Last year during the busy time, there were a couple weeks that we were selling 100 a day.
And she had no idea how she was going to fulfill those orders.
It's quite a lot of work.
Which is why she brought people like me in.
I've just needed a bigger team. We hired about 20 people in a week when it went viral.
Each week, the crafters deliver 24 roses each, or 48, and deliver them here to a space just off of 370.
There's about 175 right here.
Yeah, I believe it.
Oh my gosh. Well then.
These are the glass domes that go on our enchanted roses.
It's one of our bigger orders. We got 800 domes out there.
They all have the manufacturer's price sticker on them, so we gotta heat those up with a hair dryer, and then they peel right off. But when you're doing 1,000 of them, it takes a long time. So these are finished ones with stickers off.
With the store being online and with so many employees, Whitney can manage her business throughout the day.
That's been really convenient for me, especially with having a family.
For the Omaha News, I'm Zachariah Blackburn.
Crowder says the audience for the rose is usually people in their early 30s who have seen the old Disney classics and looking for a nostalgic centerpiece.
The Trump administration is moving ahead with a law from the Obama years that will require calorie counts to appear in foods served at restaurants, supermarkets, convenience stores, and pizza delivery chains nationwide. Despite years of opposition by some food sellers, the Food and Drug Administration is offering only minor accommodations to industry complaints about the difficulties of displaying the information. Trump appointees have delayed or upended numerous other regulations passed by the Obama administration, but the menu labeling rules championed by the former First Lady Michelle Obama appear on track to take effect next May after years of delays.
This coming weekend, deer hunters will be taking to the field the beginning of the Nebraska firearms deer season. As traditions has evolved around the family, reporter Justin Doran spoke to several hunters and one in particular who got her shot.
The statistics in from a recent survey by Southwick Associates reveal what some already know. Women in the outdoors are steadily growing in number.
Yes! Look at the size of this deer.
I shot 2 deer, saw 30, had 10 opportunity shots, got the adrenaline dump, got the whole experience in one weekend, and was just wanting to be a professional hunter.
Try to get my wife out here, but I got the stiff arm, so maybe next year.
According to the survey, more than 11% of all hunters are women. Outdoor businesses like Bass Pro and Shields are recognizing ladies as a buying force.
It's my favorite time of year.
There is no better way to spend any morning than to wake up with nature and just be around God's creation.
The Nebraska firearms deer season begins this Saturday. Hunters will be afield to take deer as early as 30 minutes before sunrise. While mandatory for hunters, the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission encourages everyone, if you're going to be outdoors, to wear safety orange.
Anybody who wants to try and get their wife going, most important thing is keep them warm. If you can do that, it goes a long, long way.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Keep us warm.
In rural Cass County for the Omaha News, I'm Justin Doring.
19th, Nebraska Game and Parks officials say the white-tailed deer herd is still recovering from heavy losses due to drought and diseases that occurred in 2012, but anticipates this year's harvest to be near the same as 2016.
Syria announced during United Nations climate talks on Tuesday that it would sign the Paris Agreement on climate change. The move, which comes on the heels of Nicaragua signing the accord last month, will leave the United States as the only country that has rejected the global pact. Syria has not yet submitted targets for cutting greenhouse gases. Syria produces only a tiny fraction of global emissions, but every country that is party to the accord, including poverty-stricken and war-torn nations and tiny islands, has produced a plan for cutting carbon output.
Coming up, we continue our series featuring Toyo women.
And we take a look at the motives of people who troll others on the internet.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I am a senior music education student in the School of Music. I'm a PR and advertising major in the School of Communications.
I'm a senior and I'm a communication studies major.
Senior, majoring in creative writing.
I'm a communication studies student.
I love band and I knew that I always wanted to be involved in music some way. There was never really any question of anything else.
I love CFM so much. They've helped me out a lot, just letting me know that they're here for me, that there's a support system.
It gives you such a good opportunity to grow and hone your skills, and I think you really learn things about yourself. And I know I've gotten opportunities at UNO and because of CFAM that I wouldn't be able to anywhere else.
The core reason why I'm a communication studies major is because I really just love helping people.
My favorite part about poetry is just escaping into a different world. I can talk about it for hours and hours.
What you like to do is like your superpower.
Girls Inc. is a place open to all girls from all walks of life. Girls Inc. helps inspire our girls to be strong, smart, and bold in the community. Volunteers can come in and just work with our girls. We have a lot of our programs that require supplies. Pens and pencils, to STEM kits, to sports supplies, office supplies. We know that when you educate girls, you better your community.
This is the Omaha News.
There's a restaurant in Omaha that takes people's time as a form of payment. Omaha News reporter Gloria Espejel tells us how this restaurant serves its community while looking for a helping hand.
4 years ago, a young man walked into Table Grace Cafe and went from volunteer to manager.
I was also looking for somewhere to just work for food, if you will, and somebody had told me about this place, and so I came here and enjoyed the service and the atmosphere.
Like Noah, people come to Table Grace to enjoy a meal and not stress about their bill.
People walk into our cafe, we ask them if they'd like to volunteer or donate today. And so they either have the choice of giving a monetary donation of whatever amount they can afford, or they have the choice of coming back and volunteering with us.
Volunteering by doing simple tasks like prepping food or cleaning dishes.
The goal behind a community restaurant is to really combine people of all walks of life to have a healthy meal experience each day. And the idea is that everyone pitches in and does what they can.
The pay what you can mentality is something that customers are taking advantage of.
A quarter or something, and they feed you. Because if I need food or something, or if they need help or anything, I'm willing to help. If they help me, I can help them back.
Whether it's a quarter or 15 minutes, help is help.
I really enjoy seeing people come in that are, here to not necessarily need a handout, but that really want to be a positive light in other people's lives.
For the Omaha News, I'm Gloria Espejel.
Table Grace is located in downtown Omaha, where it always welcomes new customers and volunteers. Table Grace will also open a second location next to the newly refurbished Dundee Theater in the next couple of months.
One of the side effects of being anonymous on the internet is trolling, and the purpose is to get an angry reaction from you. Levi Kyle surfs the internet to find out how trolling can make the internet less fun.
It's called trolling, and it's as simple as creating an account on social media, leaving a provocative post, and then watching the responses from others. Some can be more offensive than others.
Selena Gomez is on the radio right now. Is there a volume lower than mute?
Matt Murdock, an anonymous troller, whose voice has been changed to protect his identity, started out by creating a fake Twitter just to prank his friend.
Yeah, so it only took about 10-15 minutes to set it up. I knew my friend's Twitter account, and the whole idea was just to spook him a little and get him really confused.
Trolling may be considered harmless, but sometimes it can be easily misconstrued or even intended to be malicious, which can lead to those being trolled to call it cyberbullying.
Nate Bach, the Assistant Director of Health Services at the University of Nebraska in Omaha, says that trolling may have negative effects on those who think that they're being harassed online.
If you can feel down, you can feel, badly about self and your social situation, and it can cause behaviors like isolating and not maybe taking social risks.
There is no clear answer for preventing cyberbullying or trolling, but there is one piece of advice that a troller can give you.
If you're being trolled or cyberbullied, the best way to deal with that is to just flat out ignore it. Just don't pay it any attention, because if you pay it attention, it'll just get worse.
For the Omaha News, I'm Levi Kyle.
Trolling is typically considered a form of cyberbullying. However, there are subtle differences. Cyberbullying targets victims, while trolling uses a baiting technique in order to find victims who will provide them with the most entertainment.
A South Omaha park carries the name of Miguel Keith, a Marine Corps Lance Corporal who received the Medal of Honor during the Vietnam War after he died charging an enemy position to save another man in his unit. Now the Navy is naming a ship in his honor who was only 18 when he died. Navy Secretary Richard V. Spencer announced Saturday that one of the 5 expeditionary sea-based ships being built for the Military Sealift Command will be named in Keith's honor.
When we return, we continue our series featuring Toya women in Omaha.
And the new Dundee Theater brings a special film to one of its first screenings.
Don't go anywhere, we'll be right here.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Brilliance is born in the dark. As a spark when dawn just breaks, before the grades, the praise, the views. Amongst the books, the smell of half-eating breakfast, the like-minded in the silence, they'll find you. You who sees more than meets the eyes and tirelessly chases ideas. Progress your muse, and failure your teacher. And those here see the same in you, the spark before the fire. In the lab, in the cafe, amongst the books. Because you are a maverick. You are brilliant, and brilliance is born in the dark. The UNO Chris Library, hours 7 to midnight, Sunday through Thursday. To learn more, visit unomaha.edu/chrislibrary.
The Dundee Theater will be reopened in time to premiere writer-director Alexander Payne's new film next month. Film Streams announced Tuesday that Payne's new film, Downsizing, will premiere at the theater on December 21st, a day ahead of its nationwide release. Some scenes from the movie were filmed right here in Omaha, so it is appropriate to start the theater off with this film. Payne is an Omaha native and has filmed several movies in Omaha and other spots in Nebraska.
Continuing our series featuring Toya women, the Omaha News introduces you to Casey Hesse, a dedicated community member. Casey Hesse was honored the 10 Outstanding Young Omahans Award for 2016. Hesse is originally from Elkhorn, Nebraska. She now lives in Omaha with her husband and is a technology manager at Gallup. Casey received her bachelor's degree from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln in Portuguese and International Studies. She also earned her master's degree in mental health counseling from the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
I volunteer because my parents were volunteers when I was growing up, and so as an adult, it's natural for me to want to volunteer in causes I'm passionate about as well.
One of the many organizations Hesse volunteers with is the Blue Barn Theater. Hesse is a current board member.
So for me, art is what makes a community wonderful, and so I'm excited to be involved in Blue Barn Theater.
Casey is also passionate about many other organizations. She is a board member of Planned Parenthood and also sits on the Kent Bellows Mentoring Program Education Committee.
Kids deserve to hear yes in their lives and to deserve amazing opportunities. I was given wonderful opportunities as a kid, and I want all kids in our community to have a similar bright future.
I have never heard her say no to advocating or mentoring or showing up and getting involved for something that she cares about.
Next week on the Omaha News, we will finish up our Toyo women coverage with KETV news anchor Chin Doan.
Twitter says it's ending its iconic 140 character limit and giving nearly everyone 280 characters. Users tweeting in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean will still have the original limit. That's because writing in those languages uses fewer characters. Twitter's character limit was created so that tweets could fit into a single text message back when many people were using text to receive tweets. But now most people use Twitter through its mobile app. The 140 character limit is no longer a technical constraint, but nostalgic.
Lee Child, the best-selling author of Jack Reacher series, is coming to Omaha next year. Child will speak on April 11, 2018 at the Baxter Arena as part of the University of Nebraska at Omaha's Marion Marsh Brown Writers Lecture Series. His visit will be the third lecture in the series, which has been previously brought by authors John Grissom and Cheryl Stray to Omaha. The event is free and open to the public, but guests will need to claim tickets in advance.
That's all for this week. Tune in next Wednesday for another installment in the Omaha News.
You can also follow the Omaha News on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. For all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next Wednesday.
The UNO TV team teaches students the skills they need to take professional jobs in the Omaha community. Through paid positions, students build their skills in lighting, audio, camera work, and other essential control room operations. Programs air locally on TKN and statewide on NHE World. UNO Television, student crew, professional staff, award-winning results.
When I first joined Maverick Public Relations, I knew that it would further my career and add to my resume. What I didn't know is how MavPR would take me into new places, connect me to clients, help me meet other professionals, and make new friends in my field. I didn't know it then, but I know now that MavPR is the beginning of my career as a PR professional. My name is Kylie, MavPR videographer, and to me, MavPR is a new beginning.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.